Hey, what's up? It's Don C. I'm here in Chicago at RSVP Gallery, and we'll be unboxing the new Nike Air Force 1 High Just Donned. All right, so before we open the box, I just wanted to give a little backstory. This is the second installment of the Air Force 1 High Just Donned that Nike and Just Donned have collaborated on. The first one dropped in December of 2017. It had the Python printed leather swoosh and strap and was sort of a nod to the $150 Just Donned caps that I've designed. And this one, I wanted to pay homage to the city of Chicago. Nike did a really good job of making it just a clean box. You feel this nice corrugated cardboard little circle so you can like peek in there and look at the shoe. If you can't afford to buy them, you can just like, oh man, if I had $200, I could have a pair of these. Once I open the box, I see that same force. So I like how they reinforce what shoe it is, because sometimes when I buy a shoe, I forget what shoe it is when I open the box. Then you get to the real deal business. This is what you paid the money for. You really don't care about this. This is only if you're a reseller. You care about the box. When you first open the shoe, you see the color. It's blue. It's an electrifying blue. This blue pays, like I mentioned earlier, homage to Chicago. This is the color on our flag. But it's not the pale variation of the color on our flag. I wanted to electrify it a bit, so I asked them to sort of just make it the most pungent version of that color as possible. I'm happy about the leather that Nike chose to use. We have the smooth leather on all these panels, and then on the strap and this panel here, we have like the more tumbled leather. The first characteristic of the shoe you notice is that it's not like a regular Air Force 1. So what I did, I added this back heel part comes from the Air Force 2. And on this medial part of the shoe, this panel comes from the Air Force 3, as well as the branding here comes from later Force models than the Air Force 1. The reason I did that was that I think that the Air Force 1 gets so much attention and people love the shoe so much. So I think the Air Force 2 and 3, people don't even know about it. These are all super awesome models that Nike never retros. So I wanted to just bring little hits of design elements from those shoes to the Air Force 1. Some people might say, oh, well, is the shoe a hybrid? No, I still consider the shoe an Air Force 1 because it has the Air Force 1 sole and most of the characteristics are an Air Force 1. It's just a different version of an Air Force 1. So you don't see the unfinished side of the leather at the edges. What I do, I tell the factory to roll it so you don't see that. And it gives a more like refined finish to the shoe. Also, we added like a really luxe feeling on the inside of the shoe where this satin, so it gives you a sport element with the satin, but it's like an elevated sport element, I think, with the inside. So I think that was actually an improvement on this version versus the version in 2017. I hope people appreciate that I used the silver hardware on the tips as well as the Dubrays. The Dubray on the left shoe says Don and on the right shoe says Just, or maybe it's the right shoe that says Just and the left shoe says Don, or the right shoe that says, depending on your POV. Really nice little red hits here on the interior of the swoosh. I don't know if people will pay attention to that. And I just also hit the little red dots on the bottom. These little dots represent blood and like kind of like the people that we've lost. On this version, on the first version, this was like a matted plastic molded piece, where on this one, it is a matted plastic mold, but I asked them to wrap the mold in leather. So I like how that came out, where the Nike on the heel is wrapped in leather. We had a Just Donned logo here on this back part. And another aspect of the shoe I want people to know is that you can wear this shoe with the strap on or off. I'm happy that Nike gave me the opportunity to do like a different twist on the Air Force 1. The Air Force 1 is definitely something that means a lot to me. Here in Chicago, we call them ones. I think like in New York, they call them uptowns and stuff like that. And here we call them ones. I remember the pair, there was a pair of high top black with the white swoosh. That was my first pair. And I've been rocking them for 30 years now. And I'm just happy that Nike has given me the opportunity to have my own version. I think one of the key things that Nike did was because the shoe was blue and it paid homage to Chicago, I think it was smart. They held it for the All-Star game this weekend. And that's just sort of my segue to this other pair of shoes here. It inspired the KD 12. So not knowing that KD was gonna be hurt and not playing in the All-Star game this year, we also kind of added the sauce from this to this model. It has this Zoom Strumble technology in the sole. This actual fly wire in the fabric allows the shoe to really keep its shape and support the athlete. We gave it the blue, the electric blue. And the reason I chose the elephant print is because the elephant print first came in 1988 on the Air Jordan 3s. And that was a model that Michael Jordan debuted at the All-Star game here in Chicago in 1988. So get well soon, KD. I know you're gonna come back and kill it. I'm just super hyped that KD and his team allowed me the opportunity to work on this one as well. So this drops Saturday, as well as this one dropping Saturday. They'll both be available at RSVP Gallery here in Chicago. All right, so we're about to sign off. I appreciate everybody viewing this episode of Unboxing with RSVP Gallery as I walked you through the Air Force One High Just Don and the KD 12 Don C. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the YouTube channel. This is Don C. I'm signing off from RSVP Gallery Chicago. Until next sneaker release.